The day I went full fedora-wearing, neck-bearded virgin living in his mother's basement and harassing women as though my life depended on it. Okay, at least one of those is true. But yeah, this is going to be the story of my whole red-pilling moment. Let's get strapped in, shall we? Okay, I'd like to approach a topic that I've yet to cover thus far on my channel. The men's rights movement. I know there was some sort of renaming business a little while ago where there was some dispute over whether it should be called the men's rights movement or the men's human rights movement, but I think the second is a mouthful and a piece of unnecessary rebranding, so I'm going to just stick with the men's rights movement, or MRM for short. I don't quite remember the date, but I remember what it was that started me on the road developed to really delving deeper into the differences between how the criminal and family courts and the educational systems treated men and women differently, as well as how disconnected many people become when asked to apply those which they claim to be their values and ideals across the gender divide. It was an odd story, one that dealt with some rather uncomfortable subjects, but nonetheless, it's a large part of how I came to be the snake I am today. So, I had gone through a very ugly breakup following a manipulative and abusive relationship, during which I had struggled deeply with depression that ultimately culminated in a suicide attempt, and I came out of it a much more unfiltered individual. I developed a certain devil-may-care approach to people's feelings, where I tried much harder in the past to cater to everyone else's needs, often abandoning my own. It was during this time, after I managed to get my depression under control, that I started seeing this girl. We'll call her B for the purpose of this video. Things with B and I had been going rather well. We clicked on all the levels that we could claim it was, claimed it could count, except for one. She had a distinct issue with anyone who looked at the concerns a man might have on any, and I do mean any issue, where women could also be affected. Case in point, this interesting little device, and the suggestion that it be made legal in North America. For those of you who are unfamiliar, this is a Rapex condom invented by former medical technician Sonnet Ehlers of South Africa. Now, this was a prototype product, it never saw production or sale, but the concept of the device's potential distribution in North America, rather than South Africa, its nation of origin and where rape is extremely common, was where B and I disagreed, and from our disagreement came my first ever hearing of the term MRA. Put as succinctly as possible, B thought it would be a great idea to make these available for sale here, and I thought that she was overlooking a rather glaring problem with allowing something like this to be put to market here. She saw it as nothing but a tool to turn the tables on rapists, but I, having just come out of a very manipulative, very abusive relationship, saw its potential for misuse. My ex had done everything conceivable, you see, including calling the police on me to make false claims that I had been spying on her house. Please note, I was on the East Coast when she claimed the incident had taken place, and going around to all of my friends behind my back claiming that I had done horrible things, when she was the one who'd started an entire secret relationship behind my back before leaving me for that guy. In any case, I knew there were plenty of women who were manipulative enough and cruel enough to take something that was intended as a tool for good and turn it into a weapon. I voiced these concerns in a Facebook debate in the comments under a photo of the device, and that's when I got a phone call from B. "Oh my god, you don't even care that women are being raped. What are you, some fucking MRA? I can't go out with someone who doesn't care about these kinds of issues." Boom, that was it. I wanted people to stop and think for a moment about the potential repercussions of making a device like this available in drugstores across Canada, and I was suddenly being lumped in with this mysterious MRA group and no longer fit to date. Okay then, I thought. Looks like it's time to do some digging. And so, dig I did. I found a bunch of articles, your typical knee-jerk feminist stuff, about how MRAs hated women and didn't care about women's issues at all, and how they were a bunch of rape apologist scumbags who had nothing better to do than badger women. Well, I eventually found the badgering that was going on, but it wasn't of the sort these feminists had mentioned. You see, I found these lovely folks, the Honey Badger Radio Squad, and from them took a trip through the manosphere and skeptosphere, which is where I found YouTubers like Teal Deer, Sargon of Akkad, Christina Hoff Summers, Milo Yiannopoulos, and others who just didn't accept everything as had been handed to them and chose to interrogate ideas rather than to attack individuals. I knew I'd found something important, and ever since I've been making it a habit to call out bullshit where I see it. But all of this, my feminist videos, the interrogation of claims made by my government, and the investigation of religion, it all stemmed from one dispute over the Rapex condom, where I got dumped. And in the dumping phone call, I was introduced to the term MRA. That was, in essence, my red pill moment, if that term hasn't been entirely taken over by MGTOW yet. Soon after all this, I gathered myself up and went back to college, chasing a diploma in business management and entrepreneurship at a local institution. It was here that I ran into, for the first time in personal experience, the true vitriolic attitudes of intersectional feminism, and the kind of real-life consequences that it had for those, like me, who needed more than a triangulation chart of someone's race, sex, and sexuality to accept whatever it was that they were claiming to be true. Tune in next time for The Fempire Strikes Back to hear about the part of the JT Viper saga that really cemented me not only as an MRA, but as an anti-feminist. Well, we've come to the end of another video, one made possible by patrons and viewers like you. If you've enjoyed this or any of my other videos, consider supporting me on Patreon. Rewards start with monthly contributions as low as $1, with plenty of options to choose from as you go up the contribution tiers. Want to blow shit up with me in a patrons-only World of Tanks platoon? There's a reward for that. Want to be the first to see my latest series videos and get exclusive access to Patreon-only video series? There's a reward for that too. Feel like shooting the shit about recent events in a patrons-only Google Hangout? There's a reward for that. There's even a reward that lets you dictate the topic for a new JT Viper video. So be sure to check me out at www.patreon.com/JTViper, or just click on the Patreon logo up here in the video. Go ahead, I'll give you a second. Are you clicking yet? No? One more second? Well, fine, I'll get you next time. If you can't afford to support me financially, and of course, even if you can, please be sure to leave a comment, a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more of your favorite Canadian reptile. Have a good one, everybody. And again, thank you for watching.